Hi parents. This week's update is about homework, or as we prefer to call it in the primary school, home learning. Our home learning guidelines are included in this message for you to read, and you can open that document by clicking on the link. The document begins with this quote. So what children need is the time to play, the time to imagine, the time to do nothing much at all. These are essential processes for children's development. I'm sure all of us remember those times in our childhood that were unstructured and remember all of the things that we did and all of the things we learned during those moments in our lives. It's really important that children, our children, need that time to unwind after a long school day and to engage in a range of recreational, family, and cultural activities. Powerful learning takes place outside the school context through the conversations that you have as a family, through learning a musical instrument, through practicing a sport, and just through playing. There's always a lot of learning going on, even if it's not the types of learning that we typically associate with school. So therefore, we're very cautious about giving students too much to do at home. And we will do our best to monitor what is being expected of them, so it doesn't feel like they're doing a second shift after their busy day at school. The term home learning is a really conscious choice of words, and it indicates that whatever the children are expected to do at home is planned, and it's intended to support or enhance their learning. It's not homework assigned for the sake of keeping busy. You'll also find our learning principles at the start of the document. These are principles that we strive to adhere to as we plan, teach, and assess here at Mount Scopus, and which we use as guidelines for creating documents like the home learning guidelines. The next section of the document is really important, and it defines what home learning is and is not at our school. So I will read it. Home learning is powerful, meaningful, and only given when relevant. It is differentiated according to students' needs and abilities. It is designed to allow children to practice and consolidate specific skills. It is designed to encourage children to make connections, think creatively and critically. Home learning is not new or unfamiliar material for the kids. It's not busy work. It's not assigned over weekends or before any Jewish holidays. It's not assigned over school holidays, although we really do want to encourage students to take books home to read during the holidays so they can develop that really powerful habit of holiday reading. And it's not assigned to students whose families decided to go on holiday during school time. Next part of the document is the biggest section, and it defines what home learning looks like throughout the primary school from prep to year 6. I'm not going to go through it all in this video. I fear I may bore you to tears if I did that, but I will point out a couple of important details. So as you can see, this section is organized into a table that illustrates what home learning looks like in the different year levels, showing how some things are included or not included depending on the age of the children and the requirements of the curriculum. One thing that is consistent across all age groups is reading. And reading is the absolute most fundamentally important part of home learning at our school. Reading is the key that opens up the door to pretty much every other aspect of learning. So every child, every day, should be listening to a fluent adult read aloud, reading something they understand, reading accurately, and reading something that they have chosen. In a few places in the document, it says, as required, in bold. And this is to emphasize that home learning is differentiated according to different students' needs and abilities, and that it is purposeful and meaningful, and not something that they see as busy work or a formality that they come to dread. Research shows that when this is the case, the impact on learning for primary school students is effectively zero and sometimes even negative. It's important to mention here also that as the students in each class are different and have different needs at different times, Home learning may look a bit different or go through different phases in different classes within the year level. We strive for consistency, but not for things to always be identical. We've included a section about self-management skills in the document, and we hope that you will partner with us in seeing the development of these self-management skills as home learning, in helping Mount Scopus students to become increasingly independent as they get older, learning to be organized, learning to be prepared, and learning to take responsibility for their behaviors and their belongings. So giving them time at home and having high expectations for them, and of course supporting them, will allow them to develop these skills over time. And we will all reap the rewards as the students become increasingly independent. We've also included a section about agency in the document. And agency is when students develop an increasing sense of their voice, of being able to make choices, and taking ownership of their learning. We hope that the students start to bring home what they are learning about at school and ask questions about it, share ideas and thoughts with you about it, make connections between what they're doing at school and things that they see or experience outside of school with you, and maybe even take action by gathering materials related to what they're doing at school, or doing some self-initiated research, or setting up experiments, as is happening at the moment in Year 5, and so on. At times, teachers might discuss this with them and offer them some ideas, but we're really looking for the students to be self-initiated and self-directed with this. Would love your support in noticing the students doing these things and celebrating those moments with them and supporting them when necessary. So the document ends with a table about the role of adults, that's teachers and parents, in helping our students to be successful with home learning and to meet our expectations while also continuing to love learning. So thanks for your time. As always, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me with any of your questions about home learning. Also, I'm keen to put together a small, maybe 6 or 7 people, a small parent home learning focus group. So if you're keen on being involved in that and you have a little bit of extra time to devote to that, please also get in touch with me. Thanks.